I am Chalfant, and this is Chalfant TV.
So the first question is StarCraft or League of Legends?
Whoa!
StarCraft.
StarCraft! Dragons.
What's up, everybody? I'm Chalfant, and welcome to Chalfant TV. I'm an educator and school principal, and on this channel we dive deep into BTS, and I post videos every day at the same time. I've been learning a lot about Hobi ever since his birthday, and I listened and reacted to all of the songs from the Hope World mixtape, and today I'm going to watch an explanation video from Bookish Theories. If you've been looking for deals on shopping with free shipping, or even if you like to listen to books online, there are two deals that are exclusive to this channel. The first is a free 30-day trial to Amazon Prime, and the second is a free 30-day trial to Audible Plus. They're free for you, cancel at any time, and I receive a commission of $5. So consider it. I also have a Patreon page where I post videos early. There are also unedited videos that wouldn't make it onto YouTube because they were blocked due to copyright. And I'm also going to be diving into their TV shows and movies as well. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Chalfant TV. So let's go ahead and get into the explanation video from Bookish Theories. BTS JHope Hope World mixtape explained analysis, themes, and library references.
Hello and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, I would like to talk about the songs featured in the mixtape Hope World, focusing on the breakdown and analysis of the themes as well as the literary references hidden inside the tracks. Released in March 2018, Hope World is a 7-track mixtape that explores JHope's artistic identity and values. The imagery associated with the project suggests that the mixtape is structured like a journey in JHope's personal universe, and the songs explore in detail the themes of identity, gratitude, hope, peace, and friendship. The first track of the mixtape is Hope World, a song that serves as an introduction to the world JHope wants to show us, and the opening lines go straight to the point. His name, JHope says, is his life, which means that his artistic persona strongly reflects his personal values. The song is an invitation to join him in the world he has built for himself, a universe born out of a mindset based on positivity and respect towards the people who helped him become the person that he is. The lyrics of the first two verses heavily focus on gratitude. JHope is thankful for the environment he's given, but also for his parents, whose values here are compared to a baton that was passed on and that he received. The lyrics show us that his work ethic, his positivity, his confidence, and his respect come from his family, and through those values he created the Hope World we are now being presented. The song continues by welcoming the audience into his universe, and in the chorus we get the first of several literary references hidden within the mixtape. After introducing his world, JHope compares his life to a novel, and in the lyrics he mentions 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a science fiction book by French author Jules Verne. In the book, the narrator is Pierre Aronnax, a marine biologist called in to investigate a giant sea creature who is causing mayhem offshore. The sea creature turns out to be the Nautilus, a submarine built by the mysterious Captain Nemo, and the rest of the story follows the adventures of the protagonists aboard the ship. By referencing this novel, JHope introduces the idea that his mixtape is not only a journey, but the medium through which this journey is made possible. In the third verse, JHope says that his mixtape is a submarine. Everyone is Aronnax and he is Captain Nemo. And this makes sense because in the book, Aronnax joins Captain Nemo in his adventure, and together they visit incredible places. What is even more interesting here is that not only JHope compares Army to Aronnax and himself to Captain Nemo, but that he also compares his mixtape to the Nautilus. In the book, the Nautilus is described as a masterpiece containing masterpieces, meaning that the submarine not only allows the characters to travel to wonderful places, but that it is a wonderful place within itself. Like Captain Nemo built this submarine, JHope crafted the mixtape that made this journey possible, but the mixtape represents both the adventure and the medium through which we experience it. The second track of the mixtape is Piece of Peace Part 1, and here we dive right into the universe Hope World has introduced. The song is meant to be a manifesto of sorts of what JHope's persona and artistry represent, and in doing so, it explores a side of him that was never shown before. In the track, JHope talks about overcoming his personal hardships and his hope of becoming a piece of peace in the life of those who listen to his music. The outside world here is compared to a war zone, a place filled with shadows, blood, and sweat, where sprouts wither and no one listens to you no matter how hard you scream. For a song with such an upbeat rhythm, the imagery JHope uses is quite dark, and with reason. This world is ruthless, and he knows this very well because, as he mentions in the song, he went through all the things that you're going through now. He too had a dream, he too got rid of nightmares, he too made mistakes and suffered because of them. This is why it's so important to him to become a piece of peace in your life. The point of the song is to show that JHope wants to be that ray of sunshine that can help you find your inner peace, and this is something that he said himself on multiple occasions. During the V-Live he held on the day the mixtape was released, JHope said that the song is meant to show how important it is to him to become what his name represents, to become that hope, that piece of peace people need in their life. His intention here has a quite humble nature. The peace he is talking about is not the global kind, but the personal peace all of us want for ourselves. And this is also
I think that's the piece to remember too, is that his music and BTS's music, while there is like a global sense to it, it is very personal and directed specifically at ARMY, at least a lot of it is. And the beautiful thing about his music and their music is that we are offered the ability to attach our own memories to it in whatever ways that we want. We can watch as many of these explanation videos of their songs as we want, but if we attach a memory to it, that makes it even that much more special.
Explained through the lyrics. In the song, JHope says, "I want to convey courage. You are the standard for happiness and you walk that road. I want to fill up that belief, like a simple piece of cake that fills one's stomach." Now, this part is very cute, and I think it perfectly explains what his intentions are. JHope here compares himself to a piece of cake, a treat, something that is sweet and makes you feel better on a bad day. The lyrics imply that he cannot solve all your problems, but that his music is meant to give you the strength and courage you need to fix them yourself and make yourself happy.
And hold you over.
JHope's mission is to bring happiness, peace and hope to his audience, and this is not limited to a single song or a mixtape. As he mentioned himself in the live, the part 1 implies that he wants to hold on to that theme of peace, not only in music but in life. If Piece of Peace is about JHope's mission as an artist, Daydream explores the theme of identity and the way he deals with the contrast between his public persona and his private life. The song opens with a line that's very telling. "My character," JHope says, "is like half and half," which means that his identity is split in two. The first half is the one that we know, a public figure striving for life, someone who abstains from large cravings, who knows how to behave and acts like he is expected to. The second half, however, is someone different, someone who from time to time wants to give in to those cravings and live freely like everyone else. This half of him wants to cry, to party, to love, but he cannot do that, so instead of giving in to sadness and discontent, he daydreams about it, which is the way he chooses to deal with his double life. By daydreaming, JHope crosses the boundaries between reality and imagination and sets himself free. In the song, the dream is compared to a canvas where he is able to draw a different life, but this should not be mistaken as an attempt to escape the life he is living. In the lyrics, he explicitly says that he loves his life, but daydreaming is a common psychological escape that helps him cope with the limitations that come with success. In the pre-chorus, this idea is further developed by referencing two very popular books, Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland and J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. In both novels, the child protagonists leave the real world and travel to places full of magic and wonder. So by comparing himself to Alice and Harry, JHope further reinforces the journey motif first introduced in Hope World. What is interesting here is that his use of literary references also highlight the duality of his character. On the one hand, we have Captain Nemo, a mysterious man who is characterized by his great charisma and his devotion to his crew. Nemo in Latin means no one, and his name is a direct reference to Book 9 of the Odyssey, where Ulysses introduces himself as no one when he meets the Cyclops Polyphemus. Both Captain Nemo and Ulysses are adventurers who value friendship. They are defined by their love for their craft and are hardened by the sacrifices they had to endure because of it. By comparing himself to Captain Nemo, JHope is exploring the professional half of himself. The JHope persona he built for himself is bright and cheerful, sure, but much like Nemo, his identity is also defined by passion, charisma, sacrifice, and friendship. On the other hand, however, we have Alice and Harry, who are two children that end up being the hero of the magical land they discover. The fact that he mentions them in Daydream is no mistake, because by daydreaming, JHope explores the other half of himself, the one that is carefree and wants to enjoy life in all its forms. Like Alice and Harry, JHope is the protagonist of his own fantasy, and this fantasy is as crazy and magical as Wonderland or Hogwarts. This is also explained in the second verse, where JHope shows us what his fantasies entail. When he dreams, he can do whatever he wants. He gets drunk, he goes out, he enjoys his youth, and he is wild and free. In his world, he doesn't have to be careful about the things that he does. He can cry without shame, he can love as much as he wants, he can fulfill his every desire and not worry about money or character. This part is very telling because it shows us that in his fantasy, JHope is not JHope, but Hosok, a normal boy who can do whatever he wants. If Captain Nemo is hardworking and charismatic like JHope, and Alice and Harry are as curious and dynamic as Hosok, one thing all of them have in common is they go on a journey. A concept whose importance in the mixtape is also expressed through another literary reference hidden inside the Daydream music video. In the video, JHope is portrayed sitting on a bed in space when he receives a call from Arthur, which is the protagonist of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a comedy science fiction series written by English author Douglas Adams.
So deep.
In the series, we follow the adventures of Arthur, an Englishman who unknowingly befriends an alien named Ford who saves him when the planet is destroyed by the Vogons. After the incident, the two traveled through space with the help of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a travel guide with the writing "Don't Panic" on the cover, a phrase that is also contained in the message JHope receives from Arthur in the video. By including the "Don't Panic" reference in the video, JHope is implicitly continuing his mission to bring peace to his audience. In the words of author Arthur C. Clarke, "Don't panic" is perhaps the best advice that could be given to mankind. It reminds you to always put things into perspective and to calm down when the situation is dire. Not panicking means to approach life in a more lucid manner, enjoying the ride, so to speak, instead of getting overwhelmed by your worries, which is what JHope is trying to tell you in Daydream. When things get tough, you can always rely on your imagination to make things better, and whatever happens, just remember not to panic, because at the end, everything will turn out fine, just like in JHope's case. The track that follows Daydream is Baseline, a song that serves as an interlude and that explores the theme of identity and gratitude. In the song, JHope further develops the ideas already introduced in Hope World and describes his foundations as an artist and how he got into music. Through the lyrics, we get the sense that the essence of his artistry is based on hard work, gratitude, and determination. That's his baseline, the source of his results. Through hard work, he was able to debut and become the artist that he is, and thanks to his determination, he was able to transform his passion into a lifestyle, which is something that he's very grateful for. In the song, JHope explains that his music comes from his love for dancing. His rap, JHope says, is shaped through the rhythm of his body, which means that his identity as a rapper is strongly influenced by his passion for street dancing. If we consider the mixtape as a novel, Baseline may be seen as the chapter where JHope reveals us his backstory. The baselines of JHope's world are many and diverse. There's the passion for his crafts, but also the hard work he put into them, the determination that led him where he got, the positivity that he uses to fight hatred, and the gratitude for the environment he lives in, which is something that brings us to the theme of friendship, a concept heavily explored in Hang Sang. Hang Sang is a track that in style is strongly influenced by old school hip-hop, which is something that is very evident by JHope's use of braggadocio. If baseline told us about JHope's work ethic and gratitude, Hang Sang focuses on bragging about the success he has achieved and the importance of friendship in the journey that led him there. The song is split in half. The first half is about the sweet, sweet life BTS is leading right now. The wealth, the fame, the success, the Gucci tops, and the endless number of COS toys they are collecting.
So I want to point out, obviously I know the word brag, and obviously I've heard the word braggadocious, and I always thought it was just a joke, and then she said braggadocio, so I'm wondering like if that's an actual real word to describe something. And I do agree that it ties to, more traditional hip-hop, where the lyrics and the meaning of the song is kind of like, look at all this stuff that I do have.
But the second half explains why JHope is bragging so much about all these things. The lyrics here are very telling. Believing just in us since before debuting and harvesting hearsay, everything was written, there was no one on our side. Here JHope is telling us that his pride doesn't come from vanity or arrogance, but from the hardships BTS had to endure in order to get where they are now. The 7 of them are on a journey that literally started with nothing. No one believed in them but themselves and their company, but now the whole world wants them and they are getting the recognition they deserve. This leads us right back to the theme of gratitude. JHope here is bragging about his success because he knows that his haters listen to his music as much as ARMY themselves, but right at the end, he doesn't forget to thank those who were always there for him: his label, his fans, and his team. The track that follows Hang Sang is Airplane, which is the second song of the mixtape with a music video. In the track, JHope goes on a trip down memory lane and continues to explore the journey motif that led us to this point. While the mixtape ends with Blue Side, Airplane can be seen as an official conclusion to the adventure that began with Hope World. Here, JHope shows us he's coming to terms with the reality he's currently living. In the lyrics, there's a heavy focus on memory. Even now, after all the fame and the success, JHope still remembers the times when he was only a small-town kid with big dreams. In the song, he also mentions those who are jealous of him, how their spite will only make them lonely while he sips champagne on his plane. And this makes sense because if there's one thing we can understand from this musical journey, is that JHope is happy now, satisfied and content after all the sacrifices he has made. What I find interesting about this song is that the theme of flying is a concept that fits with BTS music as well, which is probably the reason why Love Yourself Tear features Airplane Part 2 with all the members involved. Flying here is seen as something that is both literal and metaphorical. Due to their work, BTS is able to travel the world and visit many countries, but ARMY gave them the metaphorical wings they are now flying with. JHope and the others are flying because of the love and support ARMY gave them, and that's something they've said themselves on multiple occasions. Both songs here reflect their journey and their reality. Their everyday life involves a lot of hard work and limitations. They may not be able to see the stars, but they are the stars of the galaxy they built for themselves, so the payoff is unimaginable. Last but not least, we have Blue Side, the outro of the mixtape and the epilogue of this musical novel JHope gave us. By his own admission, the song plays as an outro for no specific reason, but since he wrote it almost 3 years before the release of Hope World, we can still gather some information about the concept that inspired it. Blue Side is a track that echoes a more innocent and clueless past. It's about the blue side of the world, about the wind and the sky, as well as the good memories they bring when JHope looks at them.
Spring Day.
Its simplicity recalls the nostalgia of a past that is never coming back, but coherent with JHope's persona, there's no sadness involved. Blue Side is a song that is meant to convey a feeling more than a specific message. Blue is a color with a heavy symbolism attached to it, and while it can be seen as a color that signifies melancholia, I think that in this case it's meant to express a feeling of peace and calm, which perfectly concludes the journey JHope has led us through.
So I've said it before, but I could listen to her talk about a lot of different things. She's got just a soothing voice that is easy to listen to and really easy to understand as well. You know, I've also got to say there were quite a few people in the comments in my reaction to Baseline and Hong Song who said they can't listen to Hong Song because of just how flaunty the song is and how it's more Supreme Boy and not him. But honestly, I like the feel of the track. I think there are times and places where those things are appropriate, and especially because of the haters and the antis and everything and all of the hardships that BTS has had to go through, it's good to see those things from time to time. I have no issue with that at all. It'd be different if that was like what is encompassed in all of their songs and music. So I think it was very appropriate, and I still like the song too. So we have more to get into about Hobi, and I'm excited to continue down this path. So if you're still here with me, go ahead and crush that like button for this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so that you're alerted to when new videos come out. Thanks for joining me. I am Chalfant, and this is Chalfant TV. And as Jimmy says, you nice. Keep going.